Hey there, and welcome back to MetaNetTV. This is John, and I'm continuing my series of interviews with some of the MetaNetTV stars, or contributors, as some like to be called. Today we've got Donald. He's over there in Netherlands, aka Disco Donald. Donald, with a name like that, it sounds like you're a pretty fun guy. So what are you doing with yourself over there?
I used to be in music.
Mm-hmm.
No disco. It was just I needed a handle, so I landed on Disco Donald. But I used to be in music, and I performed a lot over the years. But I kind of stopped because now I'm a Bitcoiner, and that takes a lot of time also.
Really? I thought there were lots of musicians who were into Bitcoin.
Well, I haven't seen that many yet. I'm trying to pull some in, but it's for the most of them, it's not really their interest,
Mm-hmm.
in my experience. Yeah.
When you said you're a musician, what kind of music are we talking?
Well, I used to be a bass player, and
Yeah.
I played in the more kind of heavy music. So I played in 90s era punk band, and we continued that over the 2000s.
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah, we were pretty successful, but and they are still performing, but without me.
Oh, man. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, that's very cool anyway. You can call yourself a... I don't know, is it cool to call yourself a former punk?
Yeah.
Right? Everyone's got to be at some stage.
what they call washed up punk.
Well, you seem to be doing pretty well.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, anyway, tell us how you got into Bitcoin from there.
The music was just is a hobby, yeah, and I have a profession beside that.
Mm.
I studied public administration,
Right.
and from there I rolled into consultancy, and I specialized in process management, quality management, risk management. So I'm a suit up guy over the week, and from there, I kind of got introduced a couple of years ago into the phenomenon of blockchain.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of triggered me, not all that much. I started reading, and from there onwards, it just kind of clicked. Because in the line of profession I'm in, some of the most important things are like rooted in evidence. Who did what, when, why, etc. And how you can prove that something happened at a certain time. Because I work a lot with organizations, and they need to be in control, and all that fancy stuff. But Bitcoin is excellent for that, because you can already prove who put it on chain, what you put on chain, and that's the data integrity viewing on chain. You can prove when. So it has all these kind of small elements that are very important in my line of work, and I find a perfect suit, especially for the data component, and not really for the value, for the coin, but for the bit.
So I guess it was those aspects of Bitcoin SV that led you to this particular version of Bitcoin rather than any other? Or were you into it before then?
Yeah, when I started reading about Bitcoin, it was still in BTC time, and it didn't make a lot of sense to me yet. And that was because there wasn't an atmosphere from let's scale this to global size. And being in enterprise as a consultant, I kind of knew the importance of high volume, and so I didn't really feel that in the B2C era. And Bitcoin started getting fun with the fork of the Bitcoin Cash. And that's why I fully committed to Bitcoin. And because before, I did try out some other blockchains, but they didn't really could do anything for me. Not a lot. And it started making sense to me, and it had a positive outlook at the fork with Bitcoin Cash. because we finally started with data and the up return and all that you can do with that. So following that line, Bitcoin SV was natural for me. It was really a no-brainer.
So if you're interested in data integrity and all that kind of thing, was it the MetaNet aspect of Bitcoin SV that drew you to it?
Well, the MetaNet is a new protocol, and it's specially designed for web content on-chain. So when I started getting into Bitcoin, MetaNet was really a term we used. But the vision already was there, because Craig Wright already talked about it in his documentary series with Dell in 2014.
Yeah.
So he gave the big outline already. I remember when Craig introduced the concept in London. Was it 2017, 18? 18.
I can never remember which year.
Yeah, it was a kind of a bit disappointing for me, because I expected more, and I already knew that vision. So I guess I was one of the few that was a bit disappointed about that.
Oh, really?
I expected a little bit more. Not disappointed about the outlook of MetaNet, but I expected something even bigger.
Wow.
Because when I say even bigger, not that this isn't amazing, but it just makes sense already to build this kind of way. And
a bunch of people have said to me that they like the idea of the MetaNet, but they don't fully understand what kind of applications and structures might be built on it. Does that mean that if you're looking at the bigger picture, does that mean that you have a better idea of what people are going to be using this for in 10 years or 20 years?
I think sooner. How I view the MetaNet is, when you used to have an Apple, you could have a time machine. There was a backup machine, and you could layer back in time to find old documents. But it's for your personal computer. And you also have like a cloud storage, and that's somewhere on someone else's server.
Yeah.
And those things combined, but then for the entire internet. So you can roll back a website in any state you would like. And it's like a giant internet time machine. It's like the Wayback Machine, but with data integrity.
Yeah.
And without pages lost, because everything's on chain. You can always find everything back.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest problems I have with the internet is as soon as you go looking for something that's more than 10 years old, it's often not there anymore.
Yeah.
It used to be just occasionally, but now it seems to happen all the time. As soon as something's a certain age, and try finding anything from the 90s, it's almost impossible.
Yeah, it's gone. Just lost. Because when we just started with internet, all those static web 1.0 websites, they're all gone.
Yeah.
And we made a few in those times, and they can't be found back. They're just lost. And they say, the internet never forgets, but the internet forgets.
Yeah, it does lose a lot of things.
Yeah, it seems to lose a lot of things, and maybe not things that are valuable to the general public, but some things that are a special interest to me, they're lost. Yeah.
Now, what about all the things that are on the internet, but you kind of wish they would get lost? Like maybe a picture of you when you weren't looking the best, or a video, or something incriminating if you were trying to hide it. What happens to that kind of data?
It's a different kind of mentality, and within my profession, what we often try to introduce in organizations are learning loops, and how let organizations learn from their mistakes. And a big thing in that is transparency. You have to come clean to your mistakes, and you can learn from that. And it's better to be open about mistakes and how you improved on them. Then just muffle it out and say it didn't happen and continue the same way. So it's not a bad thing to make a mistake or to have a bad picture. Just let the people see how you've grown and how you've learned from that.
Yeah. Now, I know over in some European Union countries, could be all of them, they have a right to be forgotten law.
Yeah.
Where you can have things erased from the internet if you can provide a reason for it. So
true.
how will that affect you, a version of the internet where everything is permanent, nothing can really be erased?
I think encryption will kick in at that end. Everything we put on chain now is just for everybody to see.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we have to make a step, and not all the tools are available yet to encrypt it before we put it on chain. So you can also revoke access or grant access. And so it wouldn't disappear, but you could revoke access to to everybody or certain groups or people, or only provide access to certain people.
I see.
So I think that will kick in over the years now, because we have such regulations, and we have to comply, and we also have something like the GDPR for privacy, and so I think we're heading in that direction.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how people deal with that, because on the one hand, as I mentioned before, there are some things you want to be permanent, whether it's government records, that kind of thing, and others that you probably would rather forget. And I'm sure that if we have those, then people much more powerful than us will also have things that they would really like to have scrubbed off the internet. And it'll be interesting to see what happens when that arises. Okay, very cool. And thanks for joining MetaNetTV, by the way. Did you have a topic? Good. Glad to have you. Is there a specific topic that you're going to look at first?
I did my first article about the special nature about data storage on chain, and why that is more interesting for business than any other type of storage. And I'm gonna dig in deeper for my next article in the time chain aspect of it. So it's like an on-chain Wayback Machine. It's your internet, or MetaNet, your time machine. And so I'm going to dig into that, what you can achieve with that, and why that should be interesting for people and for business.
Awesome. Are you writing more from a business perspective or a technical perspective?
Business perspective.
Okay.
I'm not a developer per se. I'm learning, and I'm learning from the start off. So I'm learning to build websites and a little JavaScript. But I'm a hack, so I'm nowhere good enough. So we'll have to see where it takes us. Yeah.
No worries. I've built an entire career on being a hack. It's worked so far. All right. Well, I look forward to seeing that. And one other thing. You're over in the Netherlands, so what's the Bitcoin and especially Bitcoin SV scene like over there?
Well, there isn't. There used to be an old scene of the BTC crowd, and that's cornered in another side of the Netherlands. And I think the Bitcoin Cash didn't really took off, just a little bit. And I'm really pulling for Bitcoin SV in my part of town. So we're holding meetups, and we're educating, and we're doing our bit.
Cool. How many people do you get coming along to the meetups? 10,
15 regularly, and the people that join that differs from time to time. So it's we have a different kind of meetup than what I see from others. We don't do stand-up presentations. We all do face-to-face and sit-downs, and with a drink or with a sandwich. And so it's more a networking environment than sit down and listen to us kind of meetups. And I think that works better because in the end, it's all about human connections. And it's not about being us educators, or we're all on this journey together. we don't know everything ourselves, and we can learn from each other. So, well, Bitcoin isn't about the technical things, in my perspective. It's about human connections and about building trust. And Bitcoin is just another way of building trust. That's it.
Excellent. Well, I think that's a pretty good wrap up all of the main topics there. So I might just end it and let you go there. Just before we do, tell us if people are interested in you attending one of the meetups that you have over there, where can they find it?
From the top of my head, we have a Bitcoin Haarlem meetup page. That's it. Well, do it in subtitles. That's the meetup from page from Brandon Lee, I guess. And we have a subsection Haarlem, and I provide information on my Twitter page also to let people know when. And we always do it on the first Sunday of every month.
Okay, and everyone can see your Twitter name up on the screen now, so just check out that link and you'll get all the info. Alrighty, thanks a lot, Donald, and I'll see you around on MetaNetTV.
Thank you.